Hi everyone, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this video today. I'm Ashvi. I'm a doctor and a nutritionist and a personal trainer, and I've been a doctor for 25 years. And I specialize in getting to the root cause of why you're sick, the root cause of why you're overweight. And then I prescribe a lifestyle prescription, so something without side effects and completely free. And that lifestyle prescription will get you losing weight permanently, of course, but also getting you really healthy from within. So we're going to be using that process that you can build on. Once you start learning the basic blocks, you can build on and implement how to do this. As promised, in this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you the journey of one of my clients and what they did to actually get this incredible result from that simple 3-step process of root cause, correct prescription, and then support. A huge part that is missing in the majority of people that want to lose weight is the lack of support. So it's nothing too complicated, something that can be digested easily. And the main reason I made this video is that there are a lot of ways to lose weight right now. Like if I was big in 2025, I think I'd be really struggling because you're just bombarded. Everywhere you look, there is some new weight loss thing, pill, diet, exercise regime, just follow this modality. And to be honest with you, we are just bombarded and we're in a state of confusion. There's too much choice. And when there's too much choice, that ends up creating a lot of confusion and we end up being stuck. So that those that have watched my videos, those that are kind of in my world, they've often been in the space when they've already tried loads of different strategies. They've invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. And sometimes they work for a little bit, but when they don't inevitably work long term, it's really easy for my clients to just, in the past, have just said, sod it, forget it, and they chuck the towel in. And that's because a lot of these programs that are out there everywhere online right now, they're just too complicated. They've overcomplicated food and exercise and the body and health too much. So they're overcomplicated. They involve too much restriction, too much sacrifice. They're really, they're hard. They're proper diets, whereas I am more of a prescribe a lifestyle that you follow for the rest of your life. A lot of these programs that people find, they're not rooted in the root cause. They are treating every single client the same, irrespective of gender, ethnicity, where they come from, what job they do. Do they do night shifts? Are they a parent? There's no bespokeness going on with any of these problems, with any of these programs. So that's why I wanted to record this video today to fill in some knowledge gaps as well, to fill in some of these core knowledge gaps and show you the most effective ways to lose weight properly and from within, but also how to make it consistent and have a life. So without further ado, let's start by talking about Jacqueline. Jacqueline came to me because she had been trying to lose weight, like so many of you guys, for years, on and off, on and off, on and off, classical yo-yo dieter. And she was taking medicines too, which none of them were like serious medicines, but they were all they were a part of her daily stress, her daily worry that I have this condition, I have Sjogren's disease, which makes everything in your body really, really dry, acid reflux, which I'm sure so many of you have felt in your life as well, and how painful and uncomfortable it is. Osteoporosis, brittle bones, this is a big one. And I think she was at that stage, she was kind of getting into her mid-50s, I think, and she was fed up. She was getting scared that is this it now? Is this my life? Am I going to be stuck with all these symptoms forever and just have this huge body that I don't want to have? I want to, she wants to go out, travel, she has a really good marriage, really good relationship with her husband, really young at heart. And she was just constantly feeling like she was just stuck in her life. And the sad thing, like so many people who come to me, is that she had been trying. She had been trying really hard. She ate really well. She cooked. She ate home-cooked food. She did some exercise. She didn't like the gym, but she still did exercise. She walked quite a lot. She'd given up smoking, which is huge for people. And she'd cut back on alcohol. And she'd been trying to do all this stuff you could see really, really hard, with really high intentions just to lose weight. And you know what? It wasn't working. So she was at a really big point of frustration when she came to me. And the reason she came to me, she found me through a combination of social media and a friend who had recommended, was she wanted somebody who had that level of expertise to be able to finally say, this is what is going on. So like you have, inflammation, you have issues with your cell membrane, you have issues with your hormones. Like she needed to hear something a bit more educated than calories. You eat too much. You're not exercising enough. She wasn't doing that. She wasn't eating too much and she was exercising. So if she heard one more person give her that over simplistic explanation, she was just done. As for when she went to her doctors, there was never any hope or talk of her coming off these pills that she was being given. Nobody ever recommended any kind of food to fix her reflux. This is an acid reflux. It's something to do with food, for goodness sakes. So she wanted somebody to tell her what to do. She wanted somebody who knew about food. She knew that I had been on MasterChef. She'd been following me on social media, so she'd seen my recipes. She knew that I had this good ability to combine health with taste. And I think she'd read some reviews about how I'd made people come off their medicines. And I was the first doctor that was actually saying to her that, you know what? No, you're not stuck with these pills for the rest of your life. And no, you are not greedy and lazy, and that's why you can't lose weight. No, you know. So she came to me, and there was just a couple of things that we did, this process that we did to basically get her losing, 33 pounds, which is 15 to 16 kilos, 2 to 3 stones. Quite a lot of weight, right? Wouldn't you agree? So one of the first things she did is that we just changed her food a little bit. Her food was healthy-ish, don't get me wrong. She was eating home-cooked food, as I said. She was eating like how the government had told her to eat. It was all unprocessed and home-cooked and organic and stuff where she could. But there were still a few errors. She wasn't looking at nutrient density, and this is something I feel really, really strongly about, like in terms of getting better amino acids in your protein choices, getting more fiber or more prebiotic-rich foods into your diet, like looking at food with a much deeper analytical lens. Not looking at carb count, calorie count. It was about nutrient count. If I have a banana here, I have blueberries here, which one am I gonna educate Jacquie to eat and why? If I have some lean, skinless chicken breast here, or I have some really nice grass-fed beef here with no antibiotics and no hormones, which one would I want Jacquie to eat? And this is the kind of education we did. The other thing that was going wrong was that her eating routine was messed up, okay? This is a really common thing I see, especially in, dare I say it, mothers. But yeah, it's pretty ridiculous how it's a very common thing where women will not sit down and eat. We just won't sit down. We won't take out, say, half an hour, 20 minutes. We will grab things and go. And this is what she was doing. And she was grabbing healthy things. She was grabbing some carrot sticks, or she was grabbing, an oat cake or a banana, just grabbing it and running out. And eating at really random times. So I just said, can we stop? Can we try and work with your body's circadian rhythm? Your body really likes it when you're in a good rhythm. It understands that food is coming. When you sit down calmly and peacefully, it will actually make a huge difference. Please trust me on this. And she did. She was also completely addicted, like so many of us are, to caffeine. And the funny thing is, she has osteoporosis, she has dry eyes, she had acid reflux. She has 3 things where coffee, bad quality coffee, and excessive caffeine have really, really big reasons to play in her having all those medical issues. Isn't it funny that nobody had ever told her, just cut back on your caffeine, love, and your bones won't be as brittle, believe it or not, So we got her out of the habit of coffee as a habitual thing, that she would just consume throughout the day, any old quality, without thought. And we do that a lot culturally. I live in India, so it's like, do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? Actually, even when I lived in the UK, it was the same thing. Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? Cup of tea? Cup of tea? Cup of tea? And I'm like, but it's 10 p.m. Why are you offering someone tea or coffee? You shouldn't be. So this is the thing. It's a cultural thing, so I get it. But we just got her. Like, this was one of the things that she did within a week. She was on 8 cups of tea and coffee a day, scattered throughout the day. She was drinking Nescafe instant. So when I told her the reality of what was going on with her really bad quality coffee beans, and her really silly timing of it, when I gave her the science, when I explained to her how she wasn't repairing, how her sleep wasn't going to be optimal, blah, 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 she stopped it overnight. Like, this is how dedicated this woman was. She'd invested in seeing me. I remember saying to her once, Jacquie, I cannot believe you have just gone from 8 cups of coffee a day to 0. I didn't ask you to do that. We were going to work on a tailored approach. First cutting it down, the overall number. Then we were going to, cut it back a little bit. But she said, I'll never forget this sentence, I've just paid you, doctor. I've invested in you. Why would I not take your advice now? I'll never forget that sentence because it makes so much sense, right? So anyway, so we sorted out her coffee, and that made a huge amount of difference to her weight and her health. The other thing she was doing wrong, and a lot of you have done this as well, no judgment, I've done it too, is you're going really well, everything's going swimmingly, you're working on your food, you're working on your exercise, you're working on your sleep, you're working on your mental health, and then something derails you. It could be a party, it could be a wedding, it could be a holiday, it could be a life event that was just really stressful, and the last thing you could think about is going to the gym or eating well. You just want to eat cake and just say sod it to the whole world. And that is absolutely fine. In fact, I encourage it. When people are really stressed, really upset, really busy, really worried, I actually actively discourage you doing things like going to the gym. Like, going for a nice long walk is different, but going to the gym or controlling your food, which food can give us so much joy, when your emotions are not optimal, is really, really hard. So, and then what will happen often for a lot of people is they'll go off, but they'll go off their plan, but they'll go, like, one day will turn into 2, will turn into 3, will turn into 4. And this is what was happening to Jacquie as well. So her days off would go on, they'd go on for months. And then she'd be like, oh, she'd gain all this weight, and she'd start it again. So we showed her how to just factor in days off. So and sometimes they can be spontaneous and sometimes they're planned. And on those days off, these are the things that you want to do or you don't want to do. So just basically giving permission for people to go off kilter is really important when it comes from the doctor, from someone who's actually trying to help you get slim and lose weight. And as for coming off meds, this was the best thing. She was really scared because she had been told again and again for 20 years from her doctor that no way you can come off these medicines. I said, no, it's not true. We got her changing everything. We got her repeating a bone scan. She did it privately because the NHS wouldn't do a repeat one. She did another bone scan, and her T level, which is T score, which is how you check how brittle the bones are, had improved. We're talking about 3 months of work. That's it. Her brittle bones had gotten better. Her acid reflux went straight away. Almost within a week, her acid reflux went. She came off every single pill. She was on 5 pills, and she didn't want to be on any of them. But she was never empowered. She was never given the correct information that she could come off them. She was always told no. But we did it, and we did it slowly. We just every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, would look at stuff, would look at her parameters, and we would decide whether we could cut stuff down. So now, she's living her best life. She really, really is. She lost loads of weight. She feels really good. She's looking really slim. She can fit into all these clothes she wants to fit into. She's gone traveling around the world. Her sex drive has gone through the roof. I mean, there's always things that people don't talk about this, get very embarrassed or shy, but it's important. Libido, energy, sleep, bowels. These are markers of your health. And every marker for Jacquie had improved. So there you go. That's Jacquie. I just wanted to keep it really short, really brief. I really wanted to explain to you what is possible. When you do get to that root cause, when you do work with somebody who supports you, who advises you how to do it properly, when you work with someone who's got like a whole gamut of qualifications, that can often help. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the little story. Take care until next time.